Welcome everyone to Let's Talk, a new show with STL-TV. I'm your host, Jade Harrell, and this is our very first episode. We actually had planned to release this episode and have it for you back in February, mid-March. Well, as you know, with a global pandemic that did not happen as planned. So we decided, why not go with the unconventional, lean into the discomfort and the randomness, and create it anyway. So we are able to start today, and Let's Talk is our chance to empower our voices, female voices in our community, to share about their experiences, about the issues that surround us, and about the news of the day. And since then, so much has changed, and I can't wait to check back in with our ladies. So let's start right there with our hosts. First, let's get reacquainted with my friends at this round table. Amber Clear is our comedian and social media marketer. Amber, welcome home.
Yeah, this is perfect for me. This is great. I don't have to wear pants. This is awesome.
And Tina Love is our journalist and host of the Lovers Lounge podcast. Tina, welcome home.
Well, I am so glad to be with you all. Very, very excited. So thank you.
Wonderful. And Amy Rivera, back to the table with us, is a lobbyist and founder of Ninjas Fighting Lymphedema. And welcome back, Amy.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited. Let's get this show on the road.
I have missed all of you. So ladies, welcome back and let's talk. Let's start out with, I know there's plenty of news and drama and things to share, but can you share a little bit with the good news about what you're loving right now? Amber.
So for me, I actually used to go like nonstop, where I was 100 miles per hour, 40 hours a week, one job, 40 hours a week, another job, and then no sleep. For me, this is like a welcome reset. So I'm loving the increase in quality time. I'm seeing it with my friends too, because people are connecting with each other more. They're not running their kids from game to school to game, and there's a lot less distractions, and I think people are actually really connecting with each other, contrary to what social media is saying. I actually do think that people are connecting with each other and spending more quality time with people.
What about you, Miss Tina? What are you loving right now, Love Lounge?
Okay, so this is gonna be a little funny. You guys, don't judge me, okay? But so for the past 18 years, I've worked in nonprofit leadership. So I was always, 9 to 5. I'm in a dress. I'm in a suit. I'm always suited and booted, right? And since I haven't been working in nonprofit, and I'm now kind of just doing some things on my own, I'm a lot more relaxed, and now I'm able to just kind of wear yoga pants and, little tops and just be casual. So I'm loving the fact that I can be casual and be more relaxed these days. So
those don't look like yoga pants.
Yes.
You all, can I just say, you girls look good.
Thank you. You do
So do
too.
you.
I took this one occasion. There have been weeks, okay, I'll say days, where I haven't looked at a mirror at all. And I have to say, I love that. Like, don't even check. Amy, what about you? What are you loving right now?
It's like everyone else. I'm loving this reset. I have a rare disease which causes inflammation, hence why Ninjas Fighting Lymphedema. But since I've been able to reset and focus on my health, I've been able to improve my disease and rest and get and spend quality time with family. So I'm really enjoying this new lifestyle, so to speak.
Yeah.
When I say rest, you say ready. Rest.
Ready.
Yeah, right? Definitely. Well then, ladies, I'm so glad that you are loving something, are finding rest and reprieve and renewal. Let's talk. 2020 has been like none other. From the pandemic, which kicked it off, but maybe not. If we think about New Year's Eve, we were expecting a surprise from overseas that that would have shaken things up. Demonstrations over the inequities and rate and injustice and police brutality, mandatory mask requirements. We have just lost 2 civil rights legends, and who knows what challenges with education and schools, unemployment. All of these things are impacting us differently. So maybe just talk about what's hitting close to home for you, Amber.
So for me, it's hard because I normally travel constantly. I mean, I'll be in 5 states in one weekend. And so I'm following all these different states. And in Kentucky, like, it was shocking to me. A lady had a test and then she refused to self-isolate. So police like swarmed up on her and were like, "You're on house arrest." But to me, it was like, why did she even get tested if she wasn't going to do anything with that information anyway? Like, this woman has a baby and like a husband or a boyfriend. And so police put house arrest monitor on both of them, which on one hand, I'm like, what law are they breaking? On the other hand, like, common courtesy, like, don't leave your house if you know you have a disease that's very contagious. Again, why even go get tested? Like, you just want like a badge, like, hey, I got the Rona, look, and you try to infect other people. It's not a mindset with you in.
How does this change your perspective, or what would you say you've learned?
That people are stupid. I think for me that I'm learning a lot about people in general. Watching people yell at, like, for me, I'm going to wear the mask if I go somewhere that requires the mask, because as an American, yeah, I do have a lot of freedom. But as a business, it's their right to only serve people who are following the rules of their store. So I think that, like, I have a lot of sympathy for the 18-year-olds or even the 60-year-olds that have to stand at the front door of a store and say, "Hey, can you please wear your mask? We're required by law. If we have to have our customers wear a mask. Can you please wear it?" And they're beating people up. They're shooting people. In France, they killed a bus driver because he asked them to wear a mask. I'm like, really? Like, that's where you're going to draw the line? Like, it's like wearing a headband. And I'm not saying that, like, it's right or it's wrong, but it's just about courtesy. Like, I think that it should be polite at this point. Like, who doesn't care about the people around them? Because I will say, I've researched it. So I had people that talked to me nonstop, and one lady was like, "Well, my cousin, I don't know why I did a Southern accent. That's weird. I was just no, I don't think Southerners are stupid. I think Southerners are very polite, which is why they shocked me so much. Because you think of Southerners and you think of polite people who care about their neighbors. And then you have the Southerners who, I'm not wearing a mask because my cousin got a bacterial infection. And I whipped back over and I was like, well, did she wash her mask at all? Because that's how you get a bacterial infection. You don't wash mask.
We're discovering and seeing, and the passions of people really rise into the surface here. And I don't know if it's in as much of defense as it is to maybe push back. But
I think people are stressed out. But the thing is that they're taking their frustrations out on the wrong people. You can't yell at an 18-year-old kid who just got placed at the front of the store to enforce this rule. Like, if you have a 40-year-old man that's yelling at an 18-year-old kid, or honestly, if you have anyone who's yelling at someone who's just trying to do their job,
yeah,
like, you're a dick.
That's where, so what you brought out is what's missing. What's missing is, have passion about something. Be adamant even. But not without the consideration of the other people and the impact you may have.
Yeah.
Consider that this is where she's coming from. Not so much what's wrong with her, but what is happening, what happened in this situation, which includes, I would suppose, our patience and consideration with those that are losing their daggone mind. Dina, where is this hitting close to home for you?
Well, I think it's hitting closest to home with me with a son right now, an African-American son, and police brutality and race and hate that's going on across the country. When the George Floyd situation happened, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, this has been going on for a long time. Mike Brown, Eric Garner, this has been going on for a long time. And in the back of my mind, as a mother of an 18-year-old African-American son, I've always had in the back of my mind a fear of him getting pulled over by the police, or just based on, him having locks, or just how he looks, being thought of as being up to something, or, in the wrong place, or like he's going to rob a house or whatever. And he's just walking in his neighborhood. So for me, it's hitting closest to home right now with my son. He lives in Indiana, and we all just heard of what happened in Bloomington, Indiana, where an African-American male was out with some Caucasian friends, and some guys who had a Confederate flag and everything came and threatened to hang him on a tree. So my son goes out with his Caucasian friends, and it's scary for me because not everybody is going to be nice, and there's a lot of hate out there and a lot of racism. And so I think that's where it's hitting closest to home for me.
Any lessons for you, or paradigm shift, perspective change in this?
Yeah, yes. I always used to think with police brutality, back with Mike Brown in that situation, I always used to think maybe some racial sensitivity or cultural training for police officers was the answer. But when I looked at the look in the police officer's eyes as he laid on the neck of George Floyd for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, and the look on his face was not that of necessarily, I don't know, it just looked like pure hate to me. And so I don't think diversity training is going to help hate. And so my takeaway now is that we need more than diversity training. We need prayer.
Prayer among many, but the prayers.
Community too.
What's that, Amber?
I think a sense of community. I think neighborhoods working together and just people getting out more out with people in general would help.
We're starting to see more of that. And I'm very excited about that because it opens the door for more communication and opportunities to get into those other perspectives and help us work through we must work through these issues. Amy.
We need more love, and we need more love too.
Oh, yes.
Love.
Teach. Love, yes.
Kindness.
Sure. Amy, talk about what among the issues, things that are really relevant, hitting home to you, and what lesson are you drawing from it, or perspective change?
So being downtown, I witnessed some of the rioting. It's different than reading it. It's different than seeing it on social media. But when you see it face to face, like Tina said, it is pure hate. And I saw hate from different races, not just the white race or the African American race. Or I saw so many different people out there spreading hate. And like Tina said, I feel like we need prayer. But I also think we need to restructure our government as a whole. We need to restructure our police as a whole. We need to restructure everything as a whole and really put some honest, God-fearing people on the front lines to make this change, because I shouldn't fear now for being white and feel like someone thinks I'm racist, and Tina shouldn't fear for her son because he's not white. At the end of the day, if we don't come together and show humanity and prayer and love and support with one another, even as from women to men to children, what's our future going to be like for our children? And it starts with us. So it really hit me in the heart this time. And as a philanthropist at heart, I feel like, what can I do to make that change? So I am really working on supporting the community and bringing us all together as one.
Yeah.
Is what I've really learned from this.
Amy, do you think that the media plays into the biases more than ever at this point?
Absolutely. I don't believe anything the media says. I don't believe the news. I don't believe what I read. I go and look for it myself, because there's always three sides to a story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That three sides to a story. So I think that opportunity is what really brought me out of the funk, because I got discouraged, guys. I'm gonna be honest. When I'm usually the positive person or the optimist in my house and around my friends, I found myself running out. And I got into a place of hope and of lack of hope and some despair, because it seemed at every turn there was something more to say that we really don't have somewhere positive to go from here. But then I also was reminded that the place to go comes from us. And if I start feeling empty, and if I stop pressing and if I stop pushing, then I'm one less of the voices and opportunities for us to overcome, which then takes me back to CT Vivian and Congressman Representative John Lewis and their insistence that, be brave and courageous and encouraged in your well-doing, and be that good trouble to bring about the change that we need to see. Especially with our children, I wholeheartedly agree with you there. We as women, it's going to take a lot from us, and if we pour back into each other, I'm in no doubt that we can deliver. I'm sure and certain we can deliver. So this is our chance to encourage each other. This is our chance to encourage those that are watching to touch base and know that this too shall pass, sisters. And we will keep striving and getting better. I love you all. Amber, Tina, Amy, girls, if I could hug you now, I'd squeeze you tight. Let's check back in and make sure that we make the time to talk.
Absolutely. And we love you too. I love our community. And I really think we can do this together. Absolutely.
All right. Let's make it happen, ladies.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Everyone, look for us. We will be back as soon as we can, of course. And if we have to, we'll zoom it on in again. Please let us know how we can address and touch on the things that you're experiencing, dealing with, thinking about. And as always, stay connected to us at STL-TV. You can watch us online, or have us right there on your phone, or tune in anytime on your various cable channels. So be well, be blessed, and we'll talk with you all soon.